Hey everyone, welcome to JGlobal.com. Well, you guessed it, I'm driving again. I promise I'm not going to try too much to make it a theme, but I am wearing my seatbelt. I wanted to start today a 3-video series on three-way calling. If you've been to any of the trainings that we do with JGlobal, you know that three-way calling is an integral part of the system that we teach. And you can use it in different facets, whether it is a follow-up, which we teach very strongly to use it as a follow-up, second base in our system, utilizing three-way calling. But even in the initial conversation phase of prospecting, three-way calling, whenever you use it, is very, very powerful. But on this first video, I wanted to talk more the technical aspect of it. You know, if you've been out prospecting heavily, you've been sharing juice with people, you've been talking to people, and you haven't had the success that you want in regards to taking them from a prospect to an actual business associate, getting them enrolled and getting them started, and you're not using three-way calling, then I think you might be able to pinpoint maybe the lack of success to not utilizing three-way calling. If you want to increase your productivity, you need to utilize three-way calling, but there's a right and a wrong way to do it. Now, first of all, before we talk about the philosophy and roles involved in three-way calling, technically you got to know how to do it. Now, whether you're using a landline or you're using a mobile device, which both are great, there's different ways to do it. But the first thing you got to find out is, do you have three-way calling on the device that you're using, whether it's a landline or your cell phone. On a landline, there's different ways to do it. Some of them, where they're wireless, you actually have what's called a flash button. So you're on the phone with the prospect, you're ready to do a three-way call, you hit flash, that gives you a dial tone, you call the person that you're going to tie in, your upline, or the person you're going to tie into that three-way call, get them on the phone, and then when you're ready to join the calls again, you hit flash again, and that joins everybody. That's one way to do it on a landline. On a mobile device, depending upon the type of phone you're using, whether it's a BlackBerry or an iPhone or any other device, first make sure you have three-way calling capability. But for me, I use an iPhone, and so how I do three-way calling on an iPhone, I'm talking to the prospect, and when I'm ready to actually tie in the third party, my upline, which would be Scott Adcock, then what I do is there's a button that says add call, and I hit that add call button. That opens it up for me to dial Scott. I'll call Scott, and when he answers, it actually cuts the other person off. As soon as it starts ringing and that person goes on hold, I get Scott on the phone, and we'll talk about what that process is. And then when I'm ready to join us, I just hit the button that says merge call, and that puts all three of us together. A BlackBerry is a little bit different. On a BlackBerry, when you have a prospect on the phone and you're ready to do a three-way call, you have to hit the green send button, and that'll actually give you a line to dial the number, and then when you're ready to join the call together, you hit send again. But whatever the technical parts of how you do three-way calling, make sure you learn that. First, make sure you have three-way calling capability, but then secondly, make sure you know how to do it, because the last thing you want to do is have a really good prospect on the phone, go to try to three-way call, and ended up hanging up on him. So, first step, first in the series of videos, the technical aspect. So here's your action item. First of all, make sure you have three-way calling capabilities both on your landline that you would be using for prospecting and your mobile device. And then secondly, get good. Practice it first before you actually try it on a prospect. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, because we're going to start talking about how to actually effectively do a three-way call. Have a great rest of the day.